Hello my friends, welcome back to Cafe Bagheri. Today I want to share with you a very popular Persian sweet called Noon Khamei, or you may know it as cream puffs. These are popular year-round in Iran, but I think they will make a perfect addition to a holiday spread wherever you are and whatever you're celebrating. So let's get started making some Noon Khamei. I have preheated the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. The flour has been sifted already, and I'm going to add a little bit of powdered sugar. The recipe is in the comments, by the way, as usual. Just push them through like so. So this is all the dry ingredients. Here we have a non-stick heavy bottom pot. We're going to be melting the butter. So we put all of the butter, which is about 6 tablespoons or 3 ounces if you measure in ounces, and we're going to add our cup of water and about an 1/8 teaspoon of just regular table salt. As you can see, the water and butter have come to a boil. I'm going to drop it to low temp. I have my sifted dry ingredients, and we're going to add all of them to this liquid all together at once. Now, for about 4 or 5 minutes, we're going to mix all of this. The goal being that everything has to be distributed and come to a pasty consistency with the goal of breaking all the dry ingredients. This is one of the reasons I like to use a non-stick, because you don't want anything to stick here to the bottom. One thing to point out, I add a couple of teaspoons of powdered sugar to the flour and the salt to get a hint of sweetness in the puffs, right? There are versions of this traditional recipe that do not have sugar. Some people don't want sugar in this. I personally think a hint of sweetness elevates this cream puff and is so much better. So this is exactly what we were looking for. So we're going to turn off the heat, and then we're going to bring a large bowl, and we're going to transfer this mixed up dough to our bowl, and we're going to let this rest. I'm going to kind of spread it a little bit. So let's wait about 10 minutes for this dough to cool down, and we're going to add the eggs. While I'm waiting for the dough to cool down, I wanted to tell you France has a very, very strong influence on Iran's confectionery and bakery scene. Starting in the late 40s or 50s, these cream puffs, of course, have been adored and enjoyed for a long time, but we have put our own little touches, a touch of rose water, a little saffron sometimes, and pistachio flavor. They're really big on New Year around Nowrooz. But other than that, they're just available in bakeries and confectionery shops year-round, wildly popular. All right, our dough has been resting for a little over 10 minutes, and it's now cool. It's safe to start adding our eggs. We have 4 eggs here. I'm gonna crack them open one at a time and add them to the dough. You can use a stand mixer, but I'm comfortable using my electric hand mixer. There you go. Let's start on slow speed. Now, once or twice during the mixing of the eggs, I'm gonna scrape down the sides to make sure I get a consistent mixture. The last egg goes in. You end up with this sticky dough. I'll get some of this off, and then we'll need these attachments later for our filling, so I have to clean them up when we come back to use it for that. All right, so basically our dough now is ready to be piped onto the cookie sheet, onto the pan to go in the oven. So I'm gonna kind of scrape this down to a mass in the middle and put it in a piping bag with a standard head. If you don't have a piping bag and these little gadgets, you can use a sandwich bag and cut the corner and do that. Now I use this chip clip thingy to help me kind of roll and push the dough down and control the flow. So here you go. The size of the puffs are up to you. What we like around here are about this size, which makes about a bite, makes little puffs. Now see that little pointy lick at the top? We're going to take care of that in a minute because those burn in the oven and we don't like that. Real easy solution for that. All right, so we piped a whole sheet of puffs. Check this out. These little licks, as I said earlier, you need to wet your finger and push them down because they tend to burn in the oven. One thing I want to show you, these are the individual sized little 1-bite puffs that we aim for, but I made a row a little bigger just to show you what we're talking about. So I have 2 sheets piped and ready to go. We're going to put them in the oven. We're going to put them both in there. So now it's at 425 for 10 minutes. I'm going to go 5 minutes and flip them because I have one down and one up. All right, so we baked our puffs at 425 for 10 minutes. Now we're going to drop the temperature to 325 and cook them for between 20 to 25 minutes. Based on this oven's temperature, I would say about 20 minutes should do it, especially since the puffs are smaller. If they were larger size, I would go for 25 minutes. 325, and we're set. The cream puffs are in the oven. We're going to make the cream filling. Everything has to be super cold for this. It's recommended that you put this bowl in the fridge for about 10 to 20 minutes before you do this. The cream has to be cold out of the fridge. And we have powdered sugar and a little vanilla. Again, I'm going to use an electric hand mixer right here. So put all of the cold, heavy whipping cream in here. I'm using half a batch. The recipe I give you says 2 cups of heavy cream. Here I'm using only 1 cup. I'm making less filling here. All of the powdered sugar goes in there and the vanilla extract. I'm going to start on slow here. There you go. We're going to increase the speed. Remember what you're doing here, you're introducing air bubbles into the heavy cream to give it body. And we're going for stiff peaks. You want a hard cream. There you go. See? It's starting to bubble. So you're incorporating air bubbles into this heavy cream. So I quickly raise the speed to high speed. The faster your mixer moves, the sooner this will be done. See, it's starting to develop a body and get thicker. So we're going to scrape down the side. This ensures that you get a consistent mixture here. And if your hands get tired, you can switch. See, now we have achieved soft peaks. Look at that, see? It doesn't hold. The little beeping that you hear on this video are smoke detectors. They decided to run out of battery last night. And when you put the batteries back in, they take a while to sync. We've had to put up with that beeping, and you're going to hear it in this video. Looks like we're there. We got hard peaks right here. Look, this is the cream the way we want it. We're going to put it in the fridge and let it stay cool. The little puffs are done. What's key, you need to look for this light golden brown color. Note that not all of them are shaped perfectly, but that's the thing about cream puffs. You know, they have that rustic, kind of random shape look. This is the second batch. So as you can see right here, these are the single bite size, and these are the bigger ones that I piped on, that I showed you. But again, this is the color you're looking for. Your oven may have a different heat profile, so watch for this and adjust the time as needed. All right, here we are. The puffs have been cooling for about 45 minutes and somewhat moist, but kind of crisp. And we're gonna cut them open. You saw me make the filling. It was in the fridge as we were waiting for the puffs to cool down. They're in a piping bag, and we have a proper piping head on there. It's your taste how you want to do it. Same mechanism with a clip to push it out, so we're ready to go. The recipe we're giving you is going to make about 50 plus of these little bite-sized ones. I'm using a serrated knife. Be careful not to cut yourself. So as you can see here, the inside is mostly hollow. There are two ways to do these. You can either put a hole at the bottom and push the piping tip in there and fill the cream puff inside. And that's one of the more common ways the cream puffs are done commercially. I like them this way. I like to cut them clear in half and just make a little sandwich. Okay, so here we are. So these two go together, these two and these two. So what I like to do, see if we can get this right. I'll go right in the center and just go around it like this. If you want it a little more generous, and then once you put the top on, do a little push. That's what you're going for, okay? They're so light, it's kind of hard to control them. And then put the top back on. There you go. That's what we're going for. So let's fill this one from the bottom. Big one. I'm going to put a hole at the bottom. See, it's hollow inside. And then what you want to do is push the tip in there. See that? And then go different directions. Now this guy's now full. All right, so to wrap this up, a couple of things. You can put more or less filling, so it can stand taller or lower. Also, there's some decorative options with milk chocolate or white chocolate that you can do with some, for example, in this case, I have some melted chocolate here, milk chocolate. You can do white chocolate or dark chocolate, or you can use green or red, depending on seasonal theme. I have some crushed pistachios right here. There you go. And this is gonna cool and solidify. Here you have it. Noon Khamei, the Persian cream puffs. You can enjoy it with hot tea, with your coffee, as a snack, as a dessert. The decorative and size of these, all the options are endless. Please send me your pictures on my Instagram account at Cafe Bagheri. If you like what you saw here today, please like this video. I'm sure you're a subscriber. If you are not, this is a perfect opportunity to subscribe to this channel and hit that little bell button so we can keep in touch. And I do hope to see you here very soon again at Cafe Bagheri.